You're alright guys, it's Calplex here, and I'm back. Unexpected break. Didn't really want to be honest, but I kind of had to. So, my PC died. Yeah. And it couldn't have died at the worst part as well. It died on a Friday. Okay, great. I can't join any online lobby. But yeah, the reason that Friday is a bad day is because Friday is, well, the day before I record. So today's Saturday. I record today and then I edit tomorrow, which will be Sunday and everything, and then upload the video ready for Monday and continue working Monday to Friday. So literally my weekday is Monday to Friday work, Friday is recording days, and Sunday is editing. If I finish editing, then thumbnail and all the other stuff. So Friday night, the actual thing which broke with my computer was the actual motherboard itself. So the BIOS on my motherboard I knew was going anyway, so it's like whatever. But like it was weird because I wanted to get into the BIOS once, and it was 19k. Because you go into the BIOS of your motherboard to get so you can edit things on your computer. So for example, like your RAM speed, change like CPU fans, curves and stuff like that. You can all do through your BIOS. But your BIOS does boot up when you boot up your computer. You normally, if you have a computer yourself right now, when you notice you booted on, it boots on with like the motherboard logo, like MSI, Asus, like Gigabyte or whatever, and then boots into Windows, or just boots into Windows. If you're on a Mac, then it just probably doesn't do that. But so what my old motherboard was doing was it wasn't showing that at all, and it was just booting straight into Windows, which I thought was just, I was like, okay, that's just a feature, whatever. I didn't really think too much about it when I really should have done, because it was actually my motherboard had motherboard BIOS had corrupt. It was booting into Windows, but it wasn't letting me boot into the BIOS. So even if I forced my computer to boot into BIOS, it would do nothing and then just boot into Windows anyway. I was like, well, this isn't a problem. The only thing which is a problem is my RAM speed set to the lowest, which is all right. It still works. Everything's okay. So I wasn't really too fussed about it at first. Like, you know what? It works. I can still record, edit, upload, do all my things, and I won't have to worry about it. Until the day my computer forces me to boot into the BIOS. So my computer, I don't know if it's CMOS reset itself, but I don't know. So my computer was forced booting me into the BIOS, which is fine if you have a BIOS, but as you know, mine was corrupt. With a corrupt BIOS, you can't really do anything. Like, you can't go in, you can't do anything. My computer forced booting me into the BIOS, which is corrupt, means that I can't boot up my computer. I knew there's a Windows update which I had to do, but I postponed it. But I thought maybe that caused the problem. Maybe. So I was like, you know what? I'll try and CMOS reset my PC myself. So with my old motherboard, there was 2 prongs which would stick out for you to CMOS reset it. And the way I had to do it, I had nothing metal around me at the moment, bar my keys, which I still don't have around me. Where did I put my keys? You basically have to short circuit these 2 pins, which is fine. You just have to turn off the computer and then wait for it to all die down, and then poke these 2 pins with a metal device like a screwdriver. So I just got a sock and wrapped my sock around my key and then touched these 2 prongs, which then, yes, it did boot up the computer, kind of. So that the lights were on, you turned it on, you could see the fans spinning, you saw everything light up. I was like, yes, it's life, I'm happy. But then all my screens were black, and then I could see the light on my motherboard saying boot BIOS. Cool, it still wanted me to boot into the BIOS. Nice. And of course, that's corrupted. So about 1:45 to midnight on a Friday night, I was ordering a PC part. But I was really worried actually that, because Joe, when your PC breaks, you can actually, like, if your motherboard breaks, I know sometimes where people have broken before and it's actually lost and wiped like data and corrupted stuff and actually destroyed some stuff in the process. So I ordered it. I ordered a new motherboard and I thought, I'm just going to test that, see what works, and then anything else I just have to wait for the rest of this week. Thank God Amazon's the thing. The only thing with Amazon though was that because I ordered it so late on a Friday, it would definitely not have arrived for at least to give me like 1 day of trying to upload a video. So I ordered it and it was arriving Sunday. So I was like, okay, if it arrives early Sunday, I could at least try and make a video then, or at least try and somewhat make a video then. Get it edited after work on Monday to see if that could at least get it up, if not a day later. It arrived so late on Sunday. Actually, I remember like the day of when my PC did, like the night my PC did break, I still have my motherboard box. So I was literally looking into that, into like things which I could try and do to see if I could like install my software. Because I know with the BIOS, your software is installed by the actual manufacturer. But I had so I was actually quite lucky in the fact that I had the software on my on a USB stick before. I thought, oh, I can try and do something called EZ flash, which is where you can update your motherboard by flashing onto it. So you flash from your USB stick and update the motherboard from there, semi-manually. So luckily I had that on there. My motherboard didn't have that feature. I was testing every single one I could find, like every single USB port, just to make sure if there was a feature. Because it did say it on the motherboard, like on the instruction manual on the motherboard saying, oh, EZ flash. I was like, oh, you need to go into your BIOS to do this. It's like, mine's corrupt. How do I do this manually? It wouldn't do it. It would not do it. That was a good start. Oh my god, these rails. If I quit this challenge, can I do this? Bah. Does it actually remove them? It does. Nice. So that was a bit of money I didn't want to spend on this new motherboard. And also, like, out of all the things to break as well, if that's the thing which breaks, everything's connected to it. So your CPU, your graphics card, everything. So I have to take everything out, literally everything, clean off my my CPU, apply new thermal paste. Oh, it's just never fun. The thing was, I had it all cable managed before as well, which is really annoying, and that's the worst thing ever. Could not be bothered doing it this time. I just shoved them in at the back and that's about it. Turned it all on, booted it on, and luckily everything was working but one drive, which was fine because it was an external drive anyway, so I didn't have it plugged in at that time. So I was like, oh, thank God. Everything's there. There is one problem though. So there is I actually have two graphics cards internally in my PC. So I have the one which I'm recording on right now, which is my Gato 4K, just so I can record at good quality for you guys. And then I have a HD60 Pro, which is just a normal HD 60 FPS capture card, which is my previous one. But I thought I would use that for my camera. So what I'm recording, well, recording this on right now. But I'm having to use an old capture card for this now, annoyingly. So that's the only thing which isn't working. And I'm not too sure if it's the slot yet or if it's the actual like graphics card or capture card itself. It recognized it before my other PC, and I don't want to start touching or fiddling with it in case it breaks again. Don't dial me. This new motherboard I've got now has got like the ease flash system. I've made sure, and it had to be a quick upgrade. So I need to quickly call Amazon some point today, or just give them like their chat room message and say, I've had this motherboard for less than a year. Why has it broken already? So that was the unfortunate reason to why I had to not upload last weekend or last Monday, because my PC broke. I thought to myself as well, actually, I have a laptop. That laptop can record, it could live stream, but I just wouldn't be able to do face cam because it didn't have enough like USB slots and stuff. It would have been 1080p, but I thought, you know what? Instead of me recording and all my stuff like presets and everything, which is on my other PC, which is broken, instead of me having to try that, why don't I just try and live stream? Because live stream will be perfect. Then problem 7 came up out of 1100. The external capture card which I'm using right now to record wasn't being picked up on this device. So it wasn't recognizing I had a capture card in my PC at all. I was like, are you serious? Just give me some luck, just so I can at least try and do something. I just pretty much gave up at that point. I was like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. There must be a reason why. So I just didn't do it. So now I'm recording now. Everything seems to be okay. All my data was saved. The only thing which isn't working right now is my capture card. That could have just completely been shot through the motherboard, just dying. Out of all the things to break, I would much prefer that was the one that broke. I keep thinking Chris Cole was about to do a hippie flip there. I was like, oh, like if I'm just so annoyed because if it broke on like a Wednesday or something, I could at least ordered it for Friday, installed it Friday, Saturday, go back to normal. No, it had to be a Friday night, the day before I was recording. If it broke during the day, oh my god, if it broke during Friday day, I could at least got it for Sunday, like Saturday, and then got a video or something at least up. It's done now though. PC's fine. The most important thing though is I kept my data as far as I know so far. I'm gonna try and, if you see this video up and running and you're all good, 4K, blah, 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 at least I know everything's worked. And the only thing which doesn't seem to be working is bloody me connecting to online games. Join public game. There's a game found, but can it load me in? Boom. So I have a feeling that my competition in this game is going to be Vizozik. Hey, I'm next. Right. Can my infinite pops work online? So far, meh. See, I love it how I can tell from someone's gamer tag. A, someone's gamer tag, and B, their character, how they play. I also do want to say thank you for last week's video. You guys could see that I've been progressing with my comp as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like this guy in the lobby and I'm not fantastic, but I'm getting there. And Sai is kind of right. Comp is actually helping my trick lining a bit, I feel like. See, he's beating my PB flat. Now. And he beat my PB just in general. Hey, yeah, shout out to Zozik, man. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again so much for the support and understanding of last week's video not being uploaded at all. I really do appreciate it. And as always, cue the outro.